Greetings. It's very interesting. I'm going through some studies and a little background. So, earlier this week, I'm in a little situation speaking with this individual, and I expressed, um, he was explaining how, the transference of knowledge and how, they have our economic structure set up in a specific way, and he was just giving me his knowledge, etc., etc. Well, long story short, we were expressing the fact about how, it's easy to say, hey, progress, progress, do this, do that, yada, yada, yada. And I was explaining something I explained to someone else. I said, yes, you can have a battle in front of you, and it's easy for another person to say, hey, this is the only battle, but that's not the only battle. There's more battles in front of you on top of battles. So we were going back and forth, but that's not the real significance of the conversation. The real significance was I was explaining how the religions and how everything is one in a unity, and it was sounding a little far-fetched to me, but I was just explaining how I was just explaining the whole setup and the makeup of how when you come to originality, and you come from the originality when God sent his creation out, etc., etc. But where it gets goofy at is when you have, let's say you have 50 people, you have 50 people, you have God, and God say, hey, listen here, this is the mission, do your thing, live, be gods, go and dominate the universe. Well, long story short, this is what occurred. Those 50 people start to go on and to the different regions of the world and gain different wisdom and different knowledge in different areas and different translations over time. So that was my interpretation. So I was explaining why we have the religious segregation and the knowledge segregation and the people segregation and the skin pigmentation of the diversification due to the regional segregations that occurred over time. So, with that being said, it's just natural. Individuals born in cold areas will, of course, have white, pale skin. Individuals in areas like England, according to their geographic location and the radius from the sun, and all the different nutrients, like Chinese individuals have their pigment of the skin because of the different nutrients or whatever the specifics. Everybody in different regions have their different skin pigmentation. So my conclusion was we're all related, but according to our area and our regions, that's how we had our development. But to stay on topic and to be more specific, uh, I explained this. Let's say we have the 50 individuals that originally started out collectively. However, if we divided them amongst the whole earth, and let's say we let 500 years pass, then we bring those 50 individuals back together with all their diversified perspectives, religions, terminologies, and all their different understandings, and we bring them back together and we bring all their knowledge and we shake it up. And we say amongst these people, hey, God gave us the decision to discern what we want to go by, how we want to develop. What will we go by? Some say we would apply this wisdom. Some say we would apply that wisdom and this wisdom. And then the bickering goes back and forth. And then what happens is those 50 perspectives, for which was originally one perspective, became 50. Those 50 was then reduced back to 25, and then reduced back to what we call our top five we have today. But there's where the real significant happened at. My number one focus or my number one question was why. It doesn't make sense. I always put myself in the creator's shoes and say, well, God, if I was you, I would just, it's easy to say, hey, people, y'all can have everything. Why want anything? Just give them everything. So it didn't make sense to me. And I thought to myself, well, let's isolate that, okay? Close my eyes and I vividly imagine. I say, hey, I'm God. Okay. I created a planet. I placed all my people on it. And I say, hey, I'm your God. I'm all being. Now, I don't want to make y'all worship me. I don't want y'all to just be like, hey, this is God. Let's just love this guy. I want y'all to do this out of your own free will. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you all this creation, all this abundance. Live, be free, multiply. Enjoy. I'm out. And in the process of that, we somehow fell off course with productivity, and we came in our own minds where we determined that we don't want to go in an upward trajectory. Well, I was wondering, well, why don't God just snap and get everything in order? I mean, if I was God, I wouldn't have a whole population just living like this. And it dawned upon me, this individual, some new guy, he was expressing about how, he goes back way deeper than my knowledge, but he was expressing the fact that, everybody has the multiverse and all these different terminologies. Me, I keep everything simplistic. If you can't keep it simplistic, then you make it too complicated. So I keep everything simplistic, the law of one. Everything comes to one, everything comes to many. So this individual was explaining how we gained our knowledge from, these different beings and everything like that. Okay. If you want to put that in perspective, perfectly fine. So this is how I interpret this. If God made us of his likenesses and gave us all his abundance and his power, with all these abundant capabilities and power, we can do whatever we want. However, if over the years, we start to lose and forget our capabilities and start to forget what we have, and we start to fall away and become rebellious to the true one, the wise one, the one who gave us all these powers. Me personally, I step back. When I give wisdom and knowledge to the next generation and they say, I know better, I step back. And it dawned upon me, if me and my little foolish mind is a speck of the infinite intelligence of our creator, but I'm like him, if he told us, say, hey, listen, be fruitful, do your thing, and we don't listen, he's going to step back and say, hey, I'm out. I can go create other universes for which we know exist. I can go over here. So it has me conclude. So what does that mean? It's up to us as a humanity to collectively come together. I mean, I think about 1,000 years. 1,000 years should get us on track. The only question is, I just don't understand. I don't understand why we have everything there and we don't act on it. And it's because it's too few individuals becoming gods. It's only probably, I don't know how many gods are on earth. I mean, it's not enough of us. And the individual explained it best. We have 100 individuals on this planet ruling over 8 billion individuals. That makes my head hurt. That just it just makes me think, and it's like I honestly want to just go to a farm and just live and live in abundance and prosperity, because 8 billion people is deceived by 100 people. And it's like I don't even it's mind-boggling. I literally it's mind-boggling. But as a god myself, it's my duty and it's my obligation. And it's like, sheesh, I feel like freaking Kingdom Jamar. Now I gotta come at all these industry giants. Which is, I guess this is what it is. A nobody becomes somebody overnight. But that's knowledge for you. So I learned a new thing about knowledge. It's more powerful than you think. But you have to accept it and you have to embrace it and you have to let it embrace you. And we are more powerful beyond than what we think. I mean, we're, we're like God. And Mr. Stewart, I need you to be a better expression. I need you to conduct yourself better, carry yourself better, communicate better, think better, be more in tune. Because if individuals don't see a higher you, a higher extension of self, a higher elevation of self, how can they know they can obtain that? And maybe if you cannot get us to this 1,000 years success, at least please pass the baton so we can at least press forward. 100 individuals is controlling 8 billion people. That don't even make logical sense. And it's our fault. It's our fault as a generation, as a people, as a population. We're letting ourselves down. We're letting the next generation down, and we could like. I mean, technically, I wouldn't say it's my generation's fault, but it is my generation's responsibility to rebuild and kind of shape things. I mean, we're 1,000 years behind, and that's just to make us look good. Intellectually, we're like at 1%. And it's just mind boggling. So I would tell myself, oh, let's get a little frantic or let's feel a little bit of stress. But ever since I extended stress doesn't exist, I just point and I say, hey, what is the opportunity that I need to address? And I realized that I was in a part-time relationship with the divine and our creator. And when you're a God and you're in a part-time relationship with a God and the God and the God, um, you're always going to feel frustrated. And you're going to feel like you fall short of his glory. And you're going to feel like you're not making progress. And you're going to feel like you're letting the universe down. So I am glad to say, Mr. Alpha, Mr. Omega, Mr. Powerful, I'm definitely becoming a full-time member of your services. And I will try my best each day to express myself to the world, to my family, to myself, and to this society that each day we must strive for a better expression and balance within our own self. And I guess I'm getting married to God today. So, God, would you have me? Would you be patient with me? Would you guide me? Would you teach me? Please, you have always given me the wisdom and understanding. You always given me the support, protection, and longevity. As I always, just give me the wisdom and understanding and the tenacity and the armor of God and the warrior spirit to be fierce. And please allow me to be humble, be calm, be assertive, and always remember the fundamentals and the foundation for which I want to build a solid foundation. I want to be like the diligent builder who obeys the master instead of the foolish builder who builds on sand. Please guide me, continue to guide me, continue to protect me, uh, continue to help me interpret where we need the world and our society to progress. I used to think that it could be a complex or difficult journey, but it's not. We are divine, and I've been blessed, and you have gave us all the characteristics and traits to address all these things we need to address. But we must stay focused, clarity of mind, clarity of body, and that is the path, that is the way, and that is understanding. Give me the strength and understanding and wisdom to accept the things that I cannot change and the wisdom to change the things that I can. This is another day with the making of a goat. And for clarification, becoming a goat, it's the process. I used to thought it was, oh, I'm trying to get to the end. I'm trying to get to the end. Well, and life is like a finish line. You don't want to get to the end too fast. And I just learned that. So I'm in no rush. Take it easy. Be prosperous. Be diligent. Be calm. Be humble. Be assertive. Remember, everybody is you. You are everybody. Everyone you meet is you, and you are everyone you meet. I love you. Piff out.